Welcome to Truth Tuesday with your host, Akeem L.
He knows more than you can imagine.
The truth. Well, the truth is, you got to get yourself together. The truth. The truth is, you got to get your mind right. The truth. The truth is, you got to get your paperwork in order. The truth is, hindsight radio. I'm listening, but are they listening? Hindsight radio. What you talking about? Okay. What about Tuesday? Yo, Akeem, pick me up. You turn that on, son.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please hold and you'll be able to listen to the show.
At last. Hindsight radio. The truth is Tuesday. With your host, Akeem L. The truth.
Peace, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Truth Tuesday show with your host, Akeem L, here on Hindsight Radio, the information station changing the nation. I hope everybody's doing great. I'm doing good. The family's doing good. Everybody's doing wonderful. Although we have our difficulties or situations that pop up that may challenge us. For the most part, we know how to get through it, because our mind is creating all of our reality. Everything, this world is just but a looking glass of what's in your mind. What you think comes to pass. Everything you're experiencing is as a result of your direct thoughts that you are cultivating in your mind. Yes, that's a difficult pill to swallow, but it's the truth. When you start to recognize where all of your abundance is coming from, where all of your problems are coming from, when you recognize what the source is, then you can manifest the things you want at will. Am I saying it's an easy process? No. But I will say it's a simple process, but it's not easy because we have so many outside influences that think opposite, that are opposing us, that, the crowd is going in the other direction. That great crowd of people who want to conform to what everybody else is doing, who do not want to take the responsibility of thinking for themselves. You see? So that's what makes it difficult, because you're fighting against peer pressure, wanting to look like everyone else, wanting to sound like everyone else. Right now, the biggest peer pressure we got going on is, who's going to take the vaccine? Because people very close to you will be taking that vaccine. My own parents took it. I was surprised at my mother, how much she's into researching health and things like that. But she took it. But what can I do? I could tell her all of the stats all I want. She's not going to change her mind, because she is part of that crowd of people that believe that man can fix our problems, fix our health. They have the solution, which is, to me, kind of crazy, because people are dying in hospitals every day and they're being treated. All of the things they don't have a cure for. They don't have a cure for cancer. They don't have a cure for diabetes. They don't have a cure for AIDS. They don't have a cure for lupus. And the list goes on. But yet we believe that they have a cure swiftly for something as simple, or what they say is complicated, as COVID-19. We believe that this is the mindsets of people. They believe that all of these years they haven't been able to cure these other things, but they got it this fast for this. Huh? Let's be real. The CDC website specifically says there is no vaccine for the COVID-19, but these vaccines has been approved for emergency use authorization. So they've been approved for emergency use, but they are not authorized. There's no approved vaccine. That's CDC's own words. I'm quoting. So I'm like, you take it if you want to. I'm going to wait it out. And I probably won't take. Of course not. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking that, because I didn't take the flu vaccine or any other vaccine other than the ones that was given to me when I was a child. What for? I'm perfect. I'm feeling great. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm doing well. The God in me, God is protecting me. My ancestors are protecting me. I trust what the Bible says about things. Like this an actual scripture in the Bible. about let's see. They mentioned hyssop. And I looked up hyssop. It's Psalms 51:7. Purge me with hyssop and I shall be clean. Wash me and I shall be the whiter than snow. So I looked up hyssop and let me share my screen real quick so y'all can see this. So you don't think I'm making this all up, right? So let's share the screen. Let's do a Chrome tab. Boom, right there. The Bible, if you read the scriptures, it got cures in there for a lot of things, right? So hyssop, and I bought me a pound of it. That's one of the things I didn't have in my artillery when it comes to health herbs. Let me fix something real quick. All right. So let's go to hyssop. And it says hyssop, Hyssopus officinalis, is a plant that's been used medicinally for centuries, possibly even as far back as biblical times. Of course it is, because it's in the Bible. It's mentioned in the Old Testament. The above ground parts of the plant are what are used for medicine, not the roots. Traditionally, it's been used for a wide variety of ailments, but so far we don't have enough evidence to prove that it's safe and effective for any of them. Of course, science is going to say that because they're promoting their medicines. Y'all do know that some of these medicines take some of these herbs and they put them in there in their medicines. They do that. But they tell you this is what you need to get and not that. But they're using these herbs in medicines, right? Traditional uses of hyssop include treatment for digestive aid, liver problems, gallbladder disease, gas, intestinal pain, colic, coughs, colds, sore throat, asthma, urinary tract infections, poor circulation, menstrual cramps, to cause sweating, and baths, topically for burns, bruises, and frostbites. You may have come across hyssop without knowing it. While it has a bitter taste, it's sometimes used as a flavoring in foods, and the oil is used as a fragrance in some body care products and makeup. Hyssop is in the Limaceae, I can't pronounce that. I know I'm screwing that up, family, which is also known for thyme, mint, oregano, basil, sage, rosemary, lemon balm, and many other aromatic plants. I use oregano oil. I take a drop of it every so often to keep viruses away. So it's from that plant, that family of plants. So there you go. Hyssop is a herb used to protect you. You see, we have what we need already growing out of the ground. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need to trust in what they're telling me. I trust in what God is telling me. You know what I'm saying? That's what I trust. And the main thing I trust is the Spirit of God that speaks through me. And you would do good if you did the same thing. It would keep you from a lot of problems. You see? So, too many times we allow what people say or what we read on TV to be the authority in our decision making instead of our doing our own research. Now, that's a scripture that said hyssop. I looked it up. I never looked it up before, and there you go. Asthma. I suffered from that as a child, asthma. But what I use for asthma is mullein leaf. Now's no rescue inhaler. Haven't used one in years. Cayenne pepper is another thing that's good for asthma. If you mix that with any herb, it boosts that herb by 10 times when you mix cayenne pepper with it. So that's just something to think about. So back to not following the crowd. pretty soon there's going to be a smaller number of people who's going to stand their ground, and they're not going to want to put a foreign substance into their body because they don't know. They want to wait it out. Some want to just make sure it's a good thing to do. And then you have organizations that are firing people because they can't do that, because they don't want to do it. Now, that's an actionable or a cause of action, because if you are not doing something for your religious beliefs, because that's my religious belief, not to get, take vaccines. They can't fire you for that. And if they do, you can go after them. There's an entity out there that was brought to my attention in the my private meetings, my membership. The EEOC protects those types of things, against those types of discrimination, and amongst others, which I won't go into detail on that. But we had a great conversation about that in the membership. Some remedies are coming forth, but they won't be taught in the open. They're only going in the membership. That's it. You got to be part of the group. You got to be part of that forum to get those deeper knowledges. Didn't Christ do that? He taught publicly to the people, and then to his disciples, he gave them the deeper meaning of things. See, I can speak plainly to people all day long, but still they'll be confused. Still. Then I got to stop and take my time and break it down to what this really means. Like, for instance, we're going to talk about free white persons. What does that mean? What does the Black Laws Dictionaries talk about in relation to your nationality? Also, that is connected to the Naturalization Act and what they say about you becoming a U.S. citizen and what is required of that. And when I read that, y'all going to be like, whoa, I never did any of this. So how come they keep trying to make me one of these? How come they keep doing that? I can tell y'all why, because y'all keep checking them boxes off. You made the assumption they just roll with it. You know what I'm saying? They said, oh, okay, you want to call yourself a U.S. citizen? Okay, we'll take that. And we'll take your money too while we at it. You see what I'm saying? So, why this dude have you contacted American Non-Citizen Consulate? I don't know what that is. I think that's something some group made up, and they want people to go over there, fill out their paperwork. But anyway, we here at Hindsight Radio got great shows going on. Divine Connection show is on Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Solomon's Temple, Wednesdays, 10 a.m. Eastern time. And the Independent Thinkers show is on Sundays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We didn't have a show this Sunday. Took a break. It's time for me to take a break too. But, I keep finding things to talk about. So I enjoy sharing new information. So I'll take a break when the Spirit tells me to take a break. All right. Then we have the Bombay show every Monday. I think his food truck is very busy. So, we might have to rethink his times on his show, because that his business is booming, his food truck. So, okay, somebody said in the chat, peace. They're enjoying the new private membership already, studying, taking notes. Yes, sir. Yeah. A lot of good information. Karen Israel said, happy Tuesday. Roz Blackwood said, much to health, wealth, and prosperity. Milton Hubert says, happiness and peace. And C. King Bay says, peace, everyone. Peace, everyone. Peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to all. All right, before I go into the topic, let me see what else I had to talk. Oh, yeah, the driver's license 2 webinars ready to roll. All you got to do is go there, .keymel.com, get it. It's an instant download. You don't have to wait for it. The templates and everything is in there along with the webinar for you to get what you need. All right. All right. Let's get into this. It's 7:33. Usually I preach a little bit longer. Right now, I'm gonna hold off. I might go at the end. Let's see. Let's share screen again. And let's go to Chrome tab. And we want to go to the all right. So this is article section 8 C411 naturalization power overview. This is the Constitution annotated Article 1, Section 8, Clause 4, the naturalization powers. And it says, the Congress shall have power to establish an uniform rule of naturalization and uniform laws on the subject of bankruptcies throughout the United States. Naturalization has been defined by the Supreme Court as the act of adopting a foreigner and clothing him with the privileges of native citizen. In the Dred Scott case, the court asserted that the power of Congress under this clause applies only to persons born in a foreign country under a foreign government. These dicta are much too narrow to describe the power that the Congress has actually exercised on the subject. The competence of Congress in this field merges, in fact, with this indefinite inherent powers in the field of foreign relations. As a government, the United States is invested with all the attributes of sovereignty. So they're saying as a government, the United States is invested with all attributes of sovereignty. As it has the character of nationality, it has the powers of nationality, especially those which concern its relations and intercourse with other countries. So they're saying the government, United States, is basically not a country, but it has the characteristics of nationality. So therefore, they have the powers of naturalizing people. That's really what the census is saying in so many words. So Congress' power over naturalization is an exclusive power. No state has the independent power to constitute a foreign subject a citizen of the United States. So they're saying that no state, your country that you live in doesn't have the power to naturalize you into this as a citizen of the United States. But power to naturalize aliens under federal standards may be and was early devolved by Congress under state courts of record. So they saying that they naturalize people in the local courts. They used to do that, but they don't do it anymore. You have to go through the federal government to do that, United States. And though the states may not prescribe requirements for citizenship, they may confer rights, including political rights to the resident aliens. So if you become a resident alien, they can give you rights like voting rights, things like that. At one time, it was not uncommon for states to confer the right of suffrage upon resident aliens, especially upon those who had declared their intention to become citizens. And several states continue to do so until well into the 20th century. Okay? Citizenship by naturalization is a privilege to be given or withheld as Congress may determine. It is not within the province of the courts to make bargains with those who seek naturalization. They must accept the grant and take the oath in accordance with the terms fixed by the law, or forego the privilege of citizenship. So they're saying that in order to become a citizen of the United States, you must accept the grant and take the oath. Here's a question. How many of you accepted the grant and taken the oath? How many? I know I didn't. And they're saying that this is the only way. And it says here, there is no middle choice. There's no choice. You have to do that in order to become a citizen of the United States. It didn't say, well, if you're born in New York, you are automatically a citizen of the United States. Well, see, people read the 14th Amendment and say, well, the 14th confers citizenship on birth of those born in the United States. But I wasn't born in the United States. When you understand what the United States of America, and your state, when you understand what that means, you know you wasn't born in the United States. Excuse me. You know that. Once you understand the definitions and the differences between them. And I've shown definitions plenty of times. You see? But I'm not doing it this show. Go look up. Go look up in the codes and see what those terms mean. It does not say at all your state. It'll say several states. That doesn't mean the same thing. It doesn't say the 50 states. Only time they reference the 50 states is in the education code when they want to give out funding to the different schools. That's when they're very specific. But when it comes to IRS code and other codes, very generalized. They say citizens of the United States. United States includes Puerto Rico, Guam, outlying islands of Samoa. That's in the several states. That's exactly what it says. Several states does not equate to the 50 states. All right. So let's keep going. This interpretation makes of the naturalization power the only power granted in Section 8 of the Article 1 that is unrestrained by constitutional limitations on its exercise. Thus, the first Naturalization Act, enacted by the first Congress, restricted naturalization to free white persons, which was expanded in 1870 so that persons of African nativity and descent was entitled to be naturalized. Chinese laborers were specifically excluded from eligibility in 1882. Now, what is a free white person? That's the title of the show. How does the Black's Law Dictionary define free white persons? Some of you may know this. Some of you may not. But the definition is definitely going to shock you. And I'm going to read it. I have my Black's Law Dictionary. Let me get my, so y'all can see it. Black's Law Dictionary, 3rd edition, right there. And I'm going to open up to free white persons. So y'all don't think I'm playing around with y'all. There it is, free white person. There it is. All right. So the definition of free white person is free white persons referred to in the Naturalization Act as amended by Act July 14th, 1870 has meaning naturally given to it when first used in 1 Stat 103C3, meaning all persons belonging to the European races then commonly counted as white and their descendants, including such descendants in other countries to which they have immigrated. Now, I know what y'all saying, all European people, right? But let me keep reading. It includes all European Jews, more or less intermixed with people of Celtic, Scandinavian, Teutonic, Iberian, Latin, Greek, Slavic descent. It includes Magyars, Lapps, and Finns, and the Basque and Albanians. It includes the mixed Latin. Okay, we getting somewhere. Mixed Latin. What was I? It includes mixed Latin, Celtic, Iberian, and Moorish inhabitants of Spain and Portugal. The mixed Greek, Latin, Phoenician, and North African inhabitants of Sicily. They said North African inhabitants of Sicily. Interesting. And the mixed Slav and Tatar inhabitants of South Russia. It does not mean, I'm going to stress it again, it does not mean Caucasian race, Aryan race, or Indo-European races, nor the mixed Indo-European, Dravidian, Semitic, Mongolian peoples who inhabit Persia. A Syrian of Asiatic birth and descent will not be entitled to become a naturalized citizen of the United States as being a free white person. Whoa. That's the definition right out of the Black's Law Dictionary. It's telling you it's a not Caucasian. Okay? But it did say Europe. Y'all got to remember when Beth did a show a couple of weeks ago about 100 things you didn't know about the Negro. What did they talk about? The first Europeans. Who were they? Who were they? They were Moors, right? Go back and listen to that show. Wasn't this, of course, we didn't do a show this Sunday. It was the Sunday before that and the Sunday before that one. There was 2 Sundays in a row. She went over that book and broke down who was there in those areas thousands of years ago. Moors of Spain, Moorish of Spain. Those are free white persons. We all know what Moors look like, right? We know what they look like. And if you're paying attention, a lot of those groups of people came in different shades of skin. So is white really a relegated to Caucasian people? No, it's not. That's a made-up term for them. Free white person was identifying different groups of people with all different shades. Now, are there free white person that have pale skin? Yes. Are there free white person that have dark skin? Yes. Because I just read you all of the groups that was there. So free white person was a political term. It didn't count color. It wasn't about the color of your skin because it made it clear that it wasn't for the Caucasians. Do I need to read that again? It wasn't just people with pale skin. All right. And it says, and the courts enforced these provisions without any indication that constitutional issues were thereby raised. These exclusions are no longer law. Present naturalization statutes continue to require loyalty and good moral character and generally bar subversives, terrorists, and criminals, among others, from citizenship. Although the usual form of naturalization is through individual application, official response on the basis of general congressional rules, naturalization is not so limited. Citizenship can be conferred by a special act of Congress. It can be conferred collectively either through congressional action, such as the naturalization of all residents of an annexed territory or of a territory made of a state, or through treaty provision. So what they're saying is the Congress has the power to annex their citizens. They're the only ones. So how do you become a U.S. citizen? By filling out forms like the W-9 form, certifying yourself as a U.S. citizen, filling out these forms that the job give you to fill out that certify you as a U.S. citizen. That's how your citizenship is conferred on you. And for men, when you turn 18 or a certain age, 16, I think, whatever it is, when you go fill out for the selective services. That's how you're trapping yourself into that title of citizen of the United States. But still, even when you do that, going back up, it says they must accept the grant and take the oath in accordance with the terms fixed by law. So you didn't take an oath. So even though you did that, you still got an out. You see? Because you never took that oath. That's what certifies you as a U.S. citizen. Now, let's see what that oath says. I had it up. What is the oath for Here it is. Let me share this one. Let me go down here. Let me share this. Chrome tab. Here it is. All right. No, that's not the one I want. Hang on, y'all. Shared the wrong screen. Got too many screens up. All right. That was the right screen. Okay, that's it. There it is. All right. I don't know how it went away from what I wanted. Chrome tab. All right, there it is. This is see, this is why you have to read everything. I know you didn't take it, but you need to read to see what it says and what you're actually doing. Because if you're a religious or Christian person, you should have take some pause on taking an oath like this. You know, this should be an issue for you religiously. Okay, here it is. Naturalization oath of the allegiance to the United States of America. Now, this oath is to the United States of America, not the United States. Now, that's why people who do naturalize in can always become a national because of this right here. They can come out. So here it is. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty. Let's stop right there. Let's break that down. Or sovereignty. So let's see what sovereignty means. What does that mean? Sovereignty means the authority of a state to govern itself or another state. Autonomy, independence, self-government, self-rule, home rule. So you give up your sovereignty, self-determination, not, you know what? Let me share it so that y'all know I'm not just making this up. So y'all know that I'm making this up. Now, I'm not making this up. Here it is. There's the word sovereignty right there. Similar, autonomy, independence, self-government, non-alignment, freedom, self-rule. So this oath is saying, let's go back to sharing it. This oath is saying that I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely, entirely renounce, abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or a citizen. So you give up any allegiance to any other foreign jurisdiction. And that's even to your religion. That's what this is saying. You giving up your allegiance to God. Because isn't that foreign? Isn't that sovereignty? Because in the Bible, God, the quest between the battle or the argument under the Christian doctrine is the battle for God, Jehovah, Yahweh, Yah. The question is, who retains sovereignty? That should man have the right to rule himself? That's the questions that I brought up in the card in the evening. I know some of y'all don't study deeply like this, but the question was, that you can make your own decisions. You could be your own God. And I'm just speaking from the Christian perspective. If you ate this fruit, you didn't need God, right? So God is to prove his sovereignty. And because they did that, God, what did he do? He punished the man to work the land. By the sweat of his brow, he would toil to take care of his family. And the woman's curse or punishment was she would have pangs in her birth and crave her husband, and he would have dominion over her. That's y'all want me to go read the scripture? I know y'all women have a problem hearing that. You got to obey him. That's what the Bible says. That's it. Some of y'all so-called Christians, that's what it says specifically. Y'all need me to read it? Go read it. Go start Genesis chapter 1. Go on, read it. It says it. So if you professing to be a Christian and you one of these women that say you're equal and you don't have a head in the house and all of that, you're disobeying one of the primary creeds of that religion. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. What I'm saying, that's what it says. And then later in the New Testament, it says, man should love his wife as Christ loved the church, and women should respect the headship of her husband. It says that too. But see, what we have come, people are professing to be different things. See, I'm not saying what you need to be professing, but if you professing to be a Christian, at least know what it says. But see, people want to pick apart with we're going to leave that out. We're going to do this. No, it's either you're in or you're out. There's no halfway in and halfway out. If you don't want to be a Christian, then if you don't want to follow Christian creed, then don't call yourself a Christian. If you don't want to follow Judaism and what their rules say in their doctrine, don't call yourself being part of that religion. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying whether the doctrine is a correct doctrine or not. What I'm saying is a lot of y'all are into things and saying y'all are things, and you're not even living by what it says. So you're not that. You're just like what you've been doing all your life, calling yourself a U.S. citizen. And this is why you've fallen into captivity. And you're bound by these governmental structures. And you're following anything they say because you have no real direction. The reason why you have no real direction because you don't study. You don't read anything. Then it goes on to say that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies. So they said, what does that mean to defend? That means you will go to war to defend the United States of America from all its enemies. That's what this oath is saying. But if you're a Christian, you're supposed to be neutral. You're supposed to be not for war. Your main job is to protect your Christian beliefs. That's what God says. Foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law, and that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, so help me God. So you swear upon God, which the Bible says do not swear. Let your yes mean yes and your no be no. And you take this oath to be a citizen of the United States. This is what they have to do. Now, most people who are listening to me have never, ever taken that oath. So if you haven't taken that oath, and I just read that there is no other way to become a citizen of the United States, but you got to do this, then everything else is just a presumption and an assumption on your part and their part. You've been walking and talking like a citizen of the United States, but you're not actually that. You are a New Yorker. You are a South Carolinian. You're a North Carolinian. Now, when you start partaking of their benefits for their citizens, then you are subject. You got to follow. You got to listen. The Bible is clear. Be in this world, but be not of the world. Separate yourself. See, all the people that's part of this world and believe in this world will do the things that I've asked for them without thinking and studying. They'll do that. And so what? Let them do it. Let them go. Let them make their decisions. That's their choice. They want to give up their God for what man says. That's their decision. And I see some of the most religious people running to follow those, I got to get my protection. Yeah. And I just read you hyssop. It's right there in the Bible. One of the protection for your body to protect you. Your body is a magnificent biological machine. It does everything for you, but all you have to do is give it the right nutrients. It will do the job. A lot of times our diet, our lack of hydration, our lack of eliminating toxic substances out of our body on a regular basis is making us sick. And when we have toxins in our body, we can't think right. We can't think straight. When we have parasites, those are demons, so to speak. You can't make informed decisions. So I'm not telling you what to do. What I'm saying, I'm showing you what this is saying. I'm saying what the Bible says and what all these other things are saying. You make a decision. You do what you want. And let me just remind, if you want to call in and you got a question you need answered, you can go to the chat. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube Live. And if you want to speak to me live, you can. The number is right there at the bottom of the screen. 563-999-3615. Press the 1 button when you get in. I'll answer your question. This is where I like to answer questions. I get emails all the time, and half the time I ignore those. Most of the time I ignore those emails because I don't accept consultations by email, because one answer leads to a bunch of back and forth emails. I will not do that. I will not waste my time like that. You want your questions answered? I do these free live shows a couple of times during the week. I'll do a live show on the spot. Y'all got your opportunities to ask me questions for free. But if you want a specific question answered and you're too embarrassed to have yourself heard live, akemail.com, hit the consultation tab. I must tell you that I'm not an attorney on account or anything like that. This is all spiritual advice. All coming from divine inspiration. So if you want spiritual advice, go to akemail.com. Click the consultation tab, and you will get a 30-minute live Zoom call with me face to face. It's interesting how I have the link for them to click to get on Zoom, but nobody ever gets on it. They call me instead of doing that live video. But, either way it works. Somebody asked me if you know a civil rights attorney that helped me sue DHS. I would truly know. I don't know any attorneys to help you with that. I don't have any attorneys in my Rolodex. But if you read the rules, you could do your own suit. Just follow the rules. I can show you where to look. You can get a consultation with me, and I can show you where to look to, help yourself. Somebody says, why are you putting your address up there, young lady, where you're staying for that person who says they're in a woman's shelter, I don't know why you're there, but I will tell you this. Start thinking positive about your situation and seeing yourself in a better situation. And I promise you, life will change for you. I know it doesn't seem like it's a good thing that you're going through right now. But if you keep thinking bad about your situation, it's going to stay bad. We have to transform your situation. You have to change the thoughts in your mind and see yourself in a better situation. Visualize yourself. The power is all in you. All right. Somebody said, how I have my birth certificate authenticated. What are the next steps I need to take? Correct your passport. I would say that. That's one of the best steps you can take. Next steps. Correct that passport, nationality on the passport. All right. All right. Somebody got their hand up. I'm trying to go through the chat and see if there's any question. Someone said they got a 98 number and want to know the steps to put my properties in it. I have a foreign passport. Do I need to get another 98? You need to set up a trust. The 98 number is a trust. So you need to actually set up a trust. Don't just get the EIN. 98 number is a foreign EIN. You need to set up a trust connected to it and then start moving your property into that trust. That's one of the things I cover in the private membership. That's all the comments I can see there. I don't know if Facebook might have some comments. If you're on Facebook, call in 563-999-3615. I can only see comments coming out of YouTube on this platform. Oh, I do. I see Facebook comments. Yeah, I do. All right. Let's get these questions. We got people with their hand up. Okay. 727-580. Peace.
Peace and prosperity. King, how you doing,
Peace
bro?
and prosperity. How you doing? It's been a minute, brother. I haven't heard from you in a minute.
Yeah, man, you know, child support dragging their feet. They don't want to hear that shit. They ain't trying to hear it.
Yeah, once they got their hooks in you, they make it very difficult. But you can do it. It's possible. But that's why I tell y'all, that's a long, drag out fight with them.
Yeah, they didn't even give me a court date on the modification. So I'm like, yeah, that's how y'all gonna do it? Y'all not even gonna give me a court date on that?
Anyway, but that's when you get the court date, that's when you shut them down with the Constitution on that. That's how you got to get in there.
No court date. It's almost been 45 days. They ain't even getting no court date yet.
45. Oh, that's
so I'm about to.
They still 45 days. It's been almost 45 days. They're having call them up and see what's going on.
Yeah, I'll probably call them tomorrow. I was just wondering. Yeah. Man, I heard you saying one day about the constitutional challenge to get your rights back. To restore your rights.
Constitutional challenge.
Rights back.
You talking about what do you? Yeah. You got to challenge that through the Constitution because everything they're doing is unconstitutional.
Who would be the noticing party to it, though? You know,
Attorney General, number one, and all the people that's enforcing it.
Okay, because down here we got that clemency board, so we wouldn't add that to it. I mean,
you add any interested party, they'll tell you who. Once you add any and everybody that's connected to that, Attorney General.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the number one because you got to notify him. And he's got to come in and say whether what they're doing is constitutional or not, which he's never going to do because they know those are codes and statutes.
Okay. Yeah, that was my question. But yeah, that's why I've been sitting back. I'm just waiting on the response until we get my child support and I can move forward. And I think I heard you say last week that you kind of took over some of the work for Al, helping to set up trust.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch the people that kept saying that they were having a hard time getting in touch with them. Just send me an email and I'll send them the questionnaire. They fill it out, get it back to me, and we get that rolling for them.
Yeah, I got the questionnaire and everything. I was just wondering, was you taking over some of the work for them, helping them set up? I thought I heard you.
Well, I'm expediting it. I'm not actually doing it myself. But I have Beth. She's helping me with that part. Yeah. So the kind of facilitate. Yeah, just email me the question. Yeah, and then we'll get that expedited for you to get those trusts set up for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, King. I
All right.
appreciate it, bro.
All
I
right.
appreciate what you do. You know I love what you do, man.
All
Peace,
right.
God.
I appreciate you too. Peace. Thank you. All right. Let's go to the next caller. 914-920.
Peace, Hakeem. What's going on, bro?
Ain't nothing much. Peace. What's going on with you?
I got on the show late, and I seen some information that you had up. I just wanted to know where you was reading something, but I just didn't see where you got it from. I wanted to know
I was
where
reading
was you reading that information from.
a couple of things I was reading is the naturalization power of the, I can put it in the chat room. Are you on blog?
Yeah, I'm on my phone right now.
Okay.
I'm looking at you on YouTube, but I'm on my phone.
Okay,
as well,
I'm gonna put
so
the links
I
in YouTube then. Oh, in YouTube in Facebook chat. I should have did that before. There it is. Those are the links to what I was reading. And then I was reading out of the Black's Law Dictionary. About the definition of.
That's the part I caught. I didn't catch the first.
Yeah.
What we talked about this weekend, everything's going well, man. So.
I like that. I didn't get deep into that. I mentioned how people can use that entity to fix situations about being fired because they don't want to take a vaccine for religious reasons. You know, they can go to them for assistance. I didn't get into the other stuff, so we reserved that for our private talks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that's going to be fire.
I got a call today, and it's rocking. It's rolling.
Oh, well, you got to let me know. Keep me updated.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah,
I definitely keep you updated. But I got a call today, and they can't wait. All they keep saying to me is, I understand. That's all they keep saying, Akeem. So I'll let you know when it's going. I expect within 2 to 3 weeks to, give you some real good news and give you something to run with.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I need to hear that. Well, once it happened, we only going to share that with the members of the group. It's got quite a fun. The group is pretty, man. We got about close to 100 people in that group. Nice size group.
Yeah. So it's going well. I'll let you know.
I know it's going to go well because once you told me the light bulb went off.
Right.
Right.
So it's going. So
right.
I got that call today that I was waiting for last week, and they right on time. They not even playing around.
Mm-hmm.
And just for the people who was in the group that understand me, everything else is closed, but they rocking.
Right.
You call them with a phone call. You can't do that with no other agency, but with them, phone call, and they picking up all day.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna leave it right there.
All right. Well, keep me updated.
But I appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate you too.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. Peace.
Right.
Good news all the time. Life is good. When you have a healthy, let me put it like this. Life is not biased to anybody. It's not picking one person to be more successful than the other person. It's not against you. It's not for you. Well, no, wait. It's not against you. It's for you. Because whatever you think, whatever you believe, it will give you. The universe is conspiring for your success. I know y'all like to say success in a positive light where all of these good things happen, but success you can be successful in bad things too. You are successful, but you just happen to be successful in something you don't want. So change that mindset and boom, your success will change. So Brian Austin said, do I need to return old U.S. passport before I apply for the American Net? Yeah. Well, when you apply for that passport as a national, you have to return it to them. You do it all at the same time. Beth said the Grimaldi people out of that book were inhabiting the European country before who you see there now. And Truzilla, that's my brother. He sent me. I think he sent me some more drops. I'm gonna start putting them in. He said get the likes up. That's right, get the likes up so the videos get shared. The knowledge can get out to everybody. I know I'm sharing very good information. I know I'm connecting a lot of those gray areas, those dark areas that a lot of the other teachers have left out. Yeah, Truzilia, why don't you put your link in the chat to your website for your, if anybody want music made, they could go to you. And speaking of music, I've been practicing this guitar. I'm a lot better than when I first started. I'm really enjoying, learning how to play the guitar. I'm really enjoying it, man. Every time a chance I get on it and practice. And what they say, practice make perfect. I'm starting to sound like I'm making music now. One thing I really now that I'm practicing how to play a guitar, I really respect people who learn an instrument, because it's a lot of concentration involved. And with a guitar, you got to learn how to pick the strings down and pick them up. So you're pretty much using all your fingers pretty much some of them at the same time to learn how to play this. I mean, I'm like, wow, this is complicated. But I have it in my mind that I'm going to be an excellent guitar player. I'm not giving up on that. But by me playing the guitar, it is really opening up some spiritual consciousness in me more. Playing an instrument, listening to tones is very therapeutic and healing. So if you got time, or if is this one of those things that's on your bucket list, I would suggest you pick up an instrument and try to learn it and learn it. Do that and be dedicated to it. And the teacher I have, he tells me, take 10, 15 minutes at a time. You get a little frustrated, get a little discombobulated, take a break and go back to it. I learn when I do it like that, I learn the music faster that way. When I don't try to force my way, I take a break from it and then I go back. And then boom, oh, I got it. This is how you do it. So right now I'm working with 3 fingers. Well, actually, I'm using left hand. You start out using your right hand to pick the strings, just your thumb. Then now I'm learning I'm at the point where I'm using 3 of my fingers and I'm fretting, meaning I'm using the left hand, going back and forth. So that's pretty much, I only got about 2 fingers left to start using when I'm fretting. So fretting is the top of the guitar where you see them, holding down the string at the top against the fret. These little metal things that go across, they call those frets. They give you that higher tone on the strings. But yeah, and it also helps me study. When I play, like I'll study and then I'll get up and pick up the guitar, then I go back to studying. Man, it's really, my mind is open. It's almost like what do you call a warm up for my mind when I go and I practice the guitar. All right, anybody else want to talk? 563-999-3615. Come on. Get the likes up on YouTube. Get the likes up on Facebook. And I really appreciate everybody supporting the station, supporting the ministry that I'm doing here. I was talking to someone yesterday and they were talking to me, well, man, my only job is to save people. And I said, well, hold on. They said save the world. That's their job. Save the world. And I said, what world are you talking about? Because if I recall correctly, Christ tried to save the world, and what happened? They crucified him for it. Let me be clear. The only world you're trying to save is yours. You got to remove that rafter out of your eyes before you can take the straw out of other people's eyes. So the world you got to work on is your world. That's it. By you working on your world will affect the people around you in a positive way. I know after so many years of walking this walk, I see people around me transforming. And the reason why they transform me, because I try to see the spiritual in them. I try to see the God in them. I try to see good in them. And they transform. And here's the thing, they might have been like that all the time. The reason why they weren't like that all the time, because I was looking at the straw in their eye instead of the rafter in mine. So once I stopped looking at the straw in their eye and concentrated on the rafter in mine, I start to see that they ain't so bad. They're good people. You see? I started to see that. Oh, these great individuals I'm surrounding myself, because I was picking at the little thing. Looking at that one little thing that I didn't like instead of the multitude of things that I did like. And this is what the world is designed. This world is designed to get you to do. Get you to look away from God and look at sin. Look at the devil. And when I mean devil, I'm not talking about some physical entity. I'm talking about the devilish thoughts, the devilish things that people do. You see? That's what I'm talking about. The only world you got to save is you. You are a world within many other worlds or around other worlds. I have my world, and I keep reminding you, I'm not trying to save you folks. I'm just trying to save myself. And the conversation you're hearing is a conversation with me trying to improve myself. And if you get something from that, I am happy for you. And more so, you'll be happy for yourself. His brother said, Roland Bay said he's been playing drums for 40 years. Love it. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about the drums too. And then, okay, here's a question. How do you negotiate a settlement with an automobile insurance company when their driver was at fault? They totaled off my automobile, but I don't know how to get compensated for my pain and suffering. Okay, look up the rules on tort claims. They got so many suits out there. They public record. You could just find a suit online, pacer.com, or just type in personal injury cases and look how they sued people. Usually there's some type of fee sheet that say how much you're supposed to get based on your pain, and you got to prove that. You can't just say I'm hurt. You got to get some licensed doctor to say that you're hurt and that he's been treating you. You get paid, compensated for that, plus extra for pain and suffering. Yeah, someone said file a petition for damages. Yes, you do. And here's another thing. Well, they totaled off the vehicle and gave you your automobile. I did a show, when the first year of broadcasting, I did a show on diminution claims, meaning that's when you get into an accident when somebody else is at fault and you get depreciation value for your vehicle. They got to give you depreciation value. So I think that only works if they fix it and it gets repaired, but you get a depreciation value, what you lost, because you lose money when a car gets into an accident. It's not worth the same as if you never had an accident. So you get to recover those damages. You see what I'm saying? All right, let's go back to Blog Talk and see who else has got their hand up. I think, did I get this one? I'll be forgetting these numbers. Let me see. 484-695. Did I get you already?
Oh, peace to you.
Peace.
How are you?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. Listening to you over the phone, Blog Talk, obviously.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I missed the part. I wanted to ask about accepting the grant and taking the oath. And I may have missed your point
You
of view,
did miss
which you may
that.
have been sharing.
You would have to go back to read that part of the show and read it. Basically, what I was saying is, in order to be a citizen of the United States, you got to accept the oath and grant. The grant is granting you being a citizen of the United States, accepting that. That's the grant.
That was the grant part.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Being granted.
Yeah.
All right.
Keep up with the guitar.
All right. Thank you. Peace. And what is? I don't give out people's contact information without their permission. You're gonna have to get in the membership when we do a meeting again and ask him that question. Let's see what else. Somebody said they were listening for 2 years. Much love. Thank you. Ronald Adams. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Actually, that show, I did it in 2015. So that's way back when. And it's titled Diminution of something. It's another word there, but you'll see it. Go back and listen to that show. Had a lot of good information. I did that show because someone hit me in the back and I found out about that, and I was able to get them to pay me for my depreciation of my vehicle. Yeah. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna end the show and let you guys have the rest of your night. To yourselves there, and hope y'all got something from it. Remember, trust setup, contact akemail.com for your trust to set up. If you need to trust, 3 Trust, we support 3 Trust to protect you. Rancher Trust, Family Trust, Personal Trust. akemail.com. All right. Y'all have a good night. Peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to all.